Namaskar. I Shambhavi welcome you all to your channel Galactic Echoes. So let's start exploring the wisdom of Vedic astrology. So today we'll be doing the seventh lot placement in all the houses of your Divan chart. That is when your seventh lot is placed in the first, second, third, fourth, and in all the houses of the Divan, what kind of results it will give and how should we read this placement. With this particular placement, the seventh lord in a particular house is that it represents the outcome of the marriage, like what will be the result. The spouse personality is seen from the seventh house of the D9 chart, from your Darakaraka, from your this seventh house from the moon, or from Venus in the chart of males, and from Mars or Jupiter in the chart of females. So what you have to do is that this video, whatever particular placement you'll have of the seventh lord in a particular house, will give you the hint and the indications towards the kind of results and the outcomes which you can expect and which you will see in your married life. So let's begin our video and let's dive in. So when you have your seventh lord placed in the first house of your Divan chart, your identity, your personality, your mental capabilities, abilities are really impacted by your relationships, your partnerships, and the partner you have in your life in general. Like, even if you make a business partnership as well in your life, they will somehow impact your way of thinking. Also, these people having seventh lord in the first house, for them, marriage partnership is a major theme, a major core theme, because it is relating to their own personality. So yes, they see themselves as a husband, as a wife, as a partner first. That they are self-conscious about their responsibilities in the marriage very well. It is a very good placement with respect to the seventh lords. The other thing is that it makes the person very charming, very attractive, and very diplomatic. You are the people, you carry natural grace in everything you do in your life, because this planet and the grace will be related to the natural abilities, natural tattva of the planet. Whether it be like Mercury, if you are a Sagittarius rising. So if you have Mercury placed in the first house of your horoscope as the seventh lord, what you will see is that it is more towards you have intellectual grace. You can define something differently and extraordinarily, which others will find difficult. So this is also the kind of thing which you will see with this particular placement. Also, your marriage will also look very intellectual, passionate, and graceful. That you are not the spouse, you and your spouse will not publicly fight with each other ever. You will respect each other's boundaries, each other's likes and dislikes, and you people can be called and labeled as the the most apt couple in the whole society, in the whole family. It will get some sort of disturbances if you are a particular Pisces rising and your Mercury is in the first house, because your Mercury is debilitated. So there is where the problem can come. But if your Jupiter is well placed, Venus is well placed, the problems will be mitigated. And moreover, the Mercury's debilitation in any chart is not a very huge problem, because Mercury is a neutral planet. It is curiosity, and it thrives in whatever extreme it is put in, whether it is debilitation or whether it is exaltation. So Mercury's debilitation is something not matter of worry. Always have the tendency of viewing marriage as something harmonious relationship, or something related to luxury, that having a good partnership is actually a luxury in today's world. You people believe this idea, this concept, and you people are also seen and perceived as romantic people in the relationships. Like, you would like to give your spouse a red rose, or you would want them to behave like this. Both of the things can happen. Now it will depend if your seventh lord is directly impacting your lagnesh, your lagna lord, the first house lord, or if it is connecting more relation with your seventh house. That is the that is if your seventh lord is also in conjunction with the seventh lord of the D9, so it is more, you know, impacting the seventh house. So you would want your spouse to behave like a romantic person in the partnership. Then those things will be differentiated on these kind of levels. The other thing is that your life purpose is actually tied to your relationships. Now, your relationships can be also your partnerships, your marriage, your business relationships as well. And finding the right partner is actually to feel that it is like fulfilling the destiny. That if you believe that if you'll get the right partner, if you'll get the right match, half of the problems of your life will be solved then and there. This is also a kind of thinking you have. And in most of the charts, if your Darakaraka is not badly afflicted, if your seventh house of the D9 is not badly afflicted, then this manifests as a positive thing in your life. So you do get a partner, you do get a romantic partner, and he is or she is supportive, and there is where you can find your luck unlocked. The other thing is that marriage often, with this seventh lord placement in the first house, this marriage often leads to an increase in the wealth, in the stability and prosperity, especially of the family you marry into, like your in-laws. They will feel rise in their prosperity, in their wealth, in their finances. There is also a strong focus on enjoying the life's pleasure. Like, you know, after marriage you'll feel that I want good food, I want good clothing, I want to have good communication, I should not use bad words, my partner should not use bad words. And all of these things will also improve actually after the marriage. So your second house is, you know, it will be uh, positively impacted with this placement of the seventh lord in the first house. And particularly if you are a Aries rising or if you are a Scorpio rising, all of these things will be more enhanced. So this is again a good point particular placement. The other thing is that there could be some initial challenges with the family members of your, you know, with the in-laws, like in person. Their wealth and their prosperity will increase, but your relationship with them can see some initial challenges and adjustments. You will need adjustments in the beginning of your marriage. People coming from your immediate family of your spouse, basically your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, and your siblings-in-law, sister-in-law, and brother-in-law, all of these people can create some kind of challenges in your life in starting of the marriage, like immediately the period which is followed by the event of marriage. Also, the shared resources are to be handled carefully. You should be very thoughtful of should I open a joint bank account with my partner or not. This is important. Shared investments should also be very thoughtful. Placement of the seventh lord in the first house can also lead to a certain kind of transformation in your life after marriage, and this will change you completely as a person. Whatever you were before, people will think, people will actually question how you are completely different from what you were before the marriage. Now, the transformations can be huge, they can be also small, but that will depend particularly on the eighth house of your particular horoscope, of your D1 chart. What planets are there, what sign is falling there, and what the eighth lord is doing in your D1 chart. All of these things will actually uh, make up the idea of transformation. The basic points will remain same, that it is a very good placement. Your spouse will actually approach you every time. He or she will be the person to propose you for the event of marriage, for this marriage to happen. There will be a lot of basically the source of happiness or the source of misery, both will be your partner directly. Now it will depend on the planet, which is your seventh lord. As I've said, if you are a Pisces rising and you have Mercury in the first house, debilitated Mercury, so Venus's and Jupiter's position becomes very important. I cannot say what can happen with this only particular placement of Mercury in the first house if you are a Pisces rising, but whatever planet is it, if you do not fulfill the karaka of that particular planet in yourself, the misery can be increased. So let's say if you are a Cancer rising and if you have Saturn placed in the first house of your horoscope, you should be disciplined after marriage. You should be hardworking. You should be organized after marriage. These things are important. These things are the things which Saturn demands, and you should be completing it. Then what you'll see is that your spouse can also be the karaka and the source of wealth in your life with this particular placement. So overall, it is a good placement. It gives you good sensory pleasures after marriage. You'll eat good, you'll wear good, you'll smell good, you'll look good. Your face will be more brightened and happier after marriage. There can be some problems with the particular family members of the spouse, but they will be resolved because you are destined to go through a period of transformation after marriage. That is for definite. So this is how you decode the placement of the seventh lord in the first house. Let's move forward and let's understand the placement of the seventh lord in the second house. So when you have your seventh lord in the second house of your horoscope, this placement will suggest that you will have a kind of a marriage which will bring financial stability, family security, and you would want to marry a person who is attached to family values, who sees family as a core unit and works towards it. So you would want a spouse like that if you have this particular placement, and this could mean that your sense of belonging to a partnership or to a marriage is actually directly related to material security and sense of self-worth, and of course about your sustenance, about your own sustenance. You would want marriage to be important in terms of financial life, financial security, financial stability. Second house plays a major role here. This placement also suggests that your self, you will actually see a transformation in all the areas of the ninth house. That can be fortune, your father, your higher belief also. You'll see that there is something that has transformed me, that has changed in me after marriage. Maybe you were following a different sect of belief, and post marriage you started following different sect. Now that could be anything. It can be capitalism versus secularism. It could be anything. It could be right wing ideology versus left wing ideology. It could be Republican versus Democratic, whatever it is. But there will be a transformation in your higher beliefs, in your relationship with your father, and in your fortune also. So this is a major thing which will talk about a bit more in the later half of the video. The other thing is this particular placement will also bring positive enhancement in the areas of the third house. Now, it can mean that you'll have good communication. Your communication will improve after marriage. Your technological skills will improve after marriage. Your relationship with your siblings, if you have any siblings, will improve. Your skills will also improve with this particular placement after marriage. That you will feel that the marriage has given me some sort of fuel, or some sort of a push to make my third house, my efforts more enhanced, more organized. This is also the thing. Now there can also be a negative side to it. Your efforts can be transformed into a negative way, but for that we'll have to see the whole chart. But the transformation in your efforts, in your skills, in your technological intellect will be seen with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the second house. The other thing is this placement can also bring some challenges again from the ninth house. So your relationship with your father can be transformed into a negative state also. You can have differences over some long distance travel with your spouse, or upon some higher beliefs or something, a way or a philosophy or an ideology to do something. Like if you want your child to raise through this particular method, your spouse would say no, that no, we should go with this particular ideology and this is more suiting to our child. But you will say that, so there could be a clash regarding the ninth house. You can also see transformation in your fortune as well. You see, because there can also be a negative transformation also. So I have seen with this placement of the seventh lord in the second house, it is a like coin has double sides to it. You see, so maybe there is positivity, and at the back of the coin there is negativity, and the vice versa can also happen. But there will be two sides to everything in your life happening post marriage. There will be some negativity, there will be some positivity also with this particular placement. So you will feel that you are neutral, like you gain something and you lose something, then you are not neutral. Or maybe you feel that your progress has slowed down. Why? Because you are being transformed into this kind of a particular method, that you gain something, you lose something, then you gain something more, and then you lose something less, and there is where the growth comes in through, so since the last time. So this can also be seen if your seventh lord is placed in the second house. I must add here that it is a very crucial placement of the seventh lord in the second house, because so many things depend on the ninth house. Your ninth house, and particularly the lord of the ninth house, is to be judged very appropriately, very importantly. Because let's say if you are a Leo rising, so your Mars is the ninth lord, and Mars is the yoga karaka planet in your horoscope. So what it can show is that so many things will depend on Mars, its placement in the D9. So even if you are, let's say, a Sagittarius rising, and if you have a Sun as your ninth lord, and Sun doesn't rule any other house in your horoscope, so the sun's placement in the demon chart becomes important. But if you have your seventh lord in the second house, the most important thing and the more important thing to judge is the D9 itself. The transformations, the negativity, and the positivity will be only judged through your D9, because this placement is directly impacting your ninth house in so many ways. And ninth house is important because it is the effort of your marriage. It is the third from the seventh house, so it is important. So efforts of the marriage are your ninth house. Transformations are also seen from this particular placement because it has moved 8 houses away from its ownership, the seventh lord. So D9 also becomes very important to be analyzed with this particular placement. A lot of things will depend on your D9. If it is suggesting a good particular marriage, so your transformations will be into the positive side. If not, then you will see some kind of challenges in your married life, that is for sure. So this is how you break this seventh lord in the second house. It is the outcome of your marriage. You will see your positivity coming through the third house. Challenges can be coming through the ninth house. Your marriage will directly impact your ninth house in any way possible. So fortune, which is very important in today's world, it has been important since ever. And the ninth house is actually the ninth lord. It plays a very major role in the D9 itself. And the seventh lord placement in the D9 will be, it will become important to be judged. See, sometimes with this particular placement, if Rahu is involved in this particular placement of the seventh lord in the second house, that you feel that you can see religious or spiritual clashes also after marriage. So this is how you will decode this particular placement of the seventh lord in the second house. Let's move forward and let's understand the placement of the seventh lord in the third house. Now, when you have your seventh lord placed in the third house of your horoscope, this would mean that you would want to express more through words, through writing, through creative talks after your marriage. Your spouse can also be the person of this kind. He would have enhanced Mercurian energy in himself. You may attract a spouse through a sibling or through a close friend with this particular placement. Short trips also, because of your confidence and of your cheerful nature also, because of your own efforts also. So this really indicates a love marriage in the horoscope. There could also be a situation, where you are going on a daily short trip on a bus or on a whatever public vehicle you take to your office or whatever place you visit regularly. There is also where you can meet your spouse. The other thing is that the energy of the Kam Trikon, the seventh lord, is again going in the Kam Trikon itself, because third house is also, it comprises the Kam Trikon, the third, seventh, and 11th house. So what you can see is that it creates a strong desire and a strong need to engage into playful, exciting, cheerful sort of relationships. You don't want boring spouse. You want to adventure. You want to see the world. That is something also, and it can also happen. That can also be the outcome of your marriage as well with this placement. You would also want a partner with whom you can, talk like your sibling or like your best friend. who is involved with you in all the fun talks, in all the gossips. That is also something which we see from this placement, and it also happens. So if you have a strong Mercury in your D1 and D9 chart, so it again will give you this kind of a spouse who is actually your best friend, who will actually behave like your best friend post marriage. This placement of the seventh lord in the third house can also, instill or develop a kind of a philosophy or ideology of higher learning about the third house karakas, like technologies, way of communication, way of writing, way of expressing yourself, skill of any kind, or and of the particular sign falling in the third house. You will, learn something out of this marriage. Maybe your spouse support you in this thing. Maybe you are an artist, and you had this passion for drawing, for painting, but you left it long ago. But your partner can be the person who will ask you to revamp yourself and work on that particular skill of yours, so that you can extract gains out of it. It can also happen that he is the person who is, helping you to make this change, upgrade your skill, and then you convert it into a business, and you both are gaining out of it. So this can also be seen with this particular placement. It is a very good placement of the seventh lord in the third house. Marriage with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the third house can bring a positive boost in the areas of the fourth house: vehicle, and properties, home, comfort, motherly nurture. That is also seen. So you will have a good life, a comfortable homely life. You will enjoy the comfort of everything: properties, home, bungalows, vehicles, with your partner post marriage. So this is, definite in your chart with this particular placement. Emotional stability and comfort will also come through your marriage. Domestic stability will also be there if it had not been in your life before marriage. So all of these things will be, getting a boost of the fourth house. The challenges can be seen from the 10th house of your own career and reputation, your public dignity. This might mean that your relationship and your career, public dignity, your reputation can see some challenges, clashes between your ambitions and your personal life. Maybe you are getting married into, as I've said, it is a love marriage combination. So maybe if you are getting married in a different caste, or if in a different culture, there is where you see the problem, that your public image is being shattered, your family members are not supporting, your parents are against this marriage, but you go and do it. And because of that marriage, in initial years, or in initial period followed by the marriage, you also have to leave your town, your career, and your fixed workplace because of this marriage, because your spouse live in a different city and you are being transferred to a different city with this event of marriage. But because of the fact that you'll get comfort, you'll get gains, you'll get you know good domestic stability after marriage, so all of these compromises will actually, these are being neutralized. All of these initial challenges which you will feel coming from the 10th house of your horoscope will be neutralized after marriage, because your partner will also help you to maintain your gains, to maintain your rewards, your incoming salary or wealth, whatever you had before marriage. So this is not a bad placement. Now it will also depend on the fourth house condition and on the 10th house's condition. If your fourth house is damaged, there could be this then thing that maybe your home life and your domestic life will not be extremely stable, will not be extremely happy, and your 10th house can also face challenges then. So maybe there is where you can feel that imbalance. Basically with this placement, you'll have to make a balance in your fourth house, your personal life, and in your public life, in your public dignity, in your career. You'll have to juggle between both of these realms in your life. Your partner's career might also demand adjustments from this particular placement of the seventh or in third house, but, and it is irrespective of the gender, it can also be of a female, it can also be of a male, this particular placement. But you, with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the third house, will be having this need, you'll feel this need to adjust your own career because of your spouse or because of your partner's, uh, whatever it is, career, life, or place of birth, workplace, or whatever it can be, so many things. So this is how you will see this placement. But in overall, if your fourth house condition is very good, if your fourth lord, your third lord, and your seventh lord, they all are well placed, they are not afflicted from any aspect, from any problem in your D9 chart as well. If your fourth lord is doing great, then this is really a very good placement of the seventh lord in the third house. Let's move forward and let's understand the placement of the seventh lord in the fourth house. When you have the placement of the seventh lord in the fourth house of your horoscope, what you can expect is that this placement will make you desire a partner who feels like a family, like a home, and marriage that is fulfilling you emotionally, that is comforting you from inside, that is nurturing you like a mother, like a mother nurture its baby or its child. The other thing is that you likely want a good, luxurious home to live in after marriage with this particular placement, especially if you are a Aries rising or if you are a Scorpio rising with this particular placement. Now, the energy of the Kam Trikon, because the seventh lord and the seventh house is the Kam Trikon house. So, seventh lord will also have the Kam Trikon energy, is going into the Moksha Trikon, which is the fourth house. So what you'll see is that you crave a marriage, and actually you will get a marriage whose ultimate desire, whose ultimate goal is emotional security, and it becomes your safe heaven. That you want to run away from the world to just get into your comfort zone, and this marriage, this partnership is your comfort zone. Your home is your comfort zone after marriage, not before it. This is something which it suggests, this placement. The other thing is the enhanced karma of making home, karma towards your mother, your family, towards your homeland, your country also, wherever you live and you wherever you have taken birth. Actually, this is the fourth house. To any of the karakas of the fourth house, that will directly shape your personality. It will directly fuel it. It will directly feed it. Your own self. You will feel blessed from inside whenever you are working for your family, whenever you are working from your home or for your home or for your mother or for any family security, comfort, luxury in your home, in your house. That is, you will feel emotionally fulfilled and complete from inside. So this is actually a kind of a remedy which you can do post marriage. Whenever you feel some challenges, that these are the challenges coming in your home or coming in your married life, these are the things which you are facing, difficulties as couples, the only remedy is to declutter your home and renovate it. And you should do it yourself. That you are decluttering everything, you are painting your wardrobe, you are sticking new stickers on it. All of these things you should do, and this will really decrease the difficulties in your married life and will increase prosperity, comfort in your life. Marriage can often, marriage will boost the karakas of your fifth house. Now, it is really a very good placement from actually my perspective, because the original seventh lord is Venus and it finds Digbal in the fourth house. So marriage here often brings the positive boost to the areas of the fifth house. Now, this could mean that you are having children, maybe two or three, that will depend on the fifth house condition. You can also see increased creativity. You will also find yourself more joyful and more romantic within the relationship, and whenever you are with your partner. After getting married, you will see all of these things, rushing in. Like, you will feel that I was not this kind of a person before marriage, but I have evolved into something like this sort of a personality. The other thing with this placement is that your partner could also support you in your speculative ventures. So even if whatever you are, female or male, tell your partner that I want to explore the trading side of the world. I want to explore the stock markets or anything like a speculative business, even accountancy also. With this particular placement, your partner will extremely and positively support you in this venture. The other thing with this placement is that these challenges which you will see are coming from the 11th house. So, your elder siblings, your social circle, and especially the gains, your shared gains with your partner, or your shared goals with your partner can be the problem of bone of contention in your partnership. Now, this could also mean that sometimes your hopes or your wishes are compromised or they are delayed because of the partnership or the relationship you are in. That could also mean that you people as couple, you do not move towards the same goal. Maybe you want your comfort related to your family, related to your mother, nurturing, caring, and having a good family life. And your spouse is the person who wants something more of a luxurious life. He wants to travel in business class always. He wants to, get the, highest quality of the food, highest quality of the clothing. These all things can be seen. And they can come as clashes. Or the females in your social circles especially, they are the people which can be the cause of challenges or difficulties in your married life. So as a woman, especially if you are watching this video with this particular placement, be aware that whatever things you are cooking in your mind related to your social circle and your husband, that he's cheating on you, and if he's doing all these stuff at your back, this is not so. Because this is the this seventh lord in the fourth house placement, which is nudging you to think like that. But you should double check it before taking any action with regard to this particular thing in your life. Otherwise, it is a great placement. It is a good placement. All the clashes whatever will come from your 11th house, because 11th house is upach bhav, it grows better with time, you see. So with time, and especially after the 36 years of your age, you will feel that you are more settled now in your partnership and in your relationship, and the challenges, they have drastically decreased, and there is only positivity, comfort in your life after marriage with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the fourth house. Now let's move forward and let's understand the placement of the seventh lord in the fifth house. When you have your seventh lord placed in the fifth house of your horoscope, you will likely desire a relationship that is like a creation of a project or a source of joy, if this is a very well placed planet in your horoscope. The energy of Kam Trigon, because the seventh lord carries the energy of the Kam Trigon, is going into a Dharm Trigon house, because the fifth house comprises the Dharm Trigon. This means that your relationship becomes a central part of your life's purpose, Dharma, which is the core value of the Trigon, Dharm Trigon. Often, through having children, or sharing creative passions, or sharing ancestral blessing or ancestral curse. Both of the things will be there with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the fifth house, because so many things will depend on the particular placement of the planet also. What the planet, how is it behaving in your chart, what is the condition of the planet in the fifth house, the seventh lord. All of these things will shape up the idea of this marriage, this partnership. The placement also guarantees you the gains of creativity, wealth, unlocking ancestral blessing, as I've already said, because the fifth house is of the ancestral blessing or of ancestral curse too. But the results of all of these things will be felt by your third house or the third house karikas, like your efforts, your confidence, your energy, and major transformations in your life. So yes, the gain of transformation is also seen with this placement of the seventh lord in the fifth house, that you will see a complete transformation in your life after this marriage event happening in your life. The transformation will be so much enhanced that people will think, people will ask, what has happened to your life. Now it can be also positive, it can be also negative. All of these things will depend on your seventh lord, the fifth house condition, the fifth lord, its placement, and your third house also, because third house also has a lot of say in this whole placement. The other thing is also that the marriage will boost, and it will bring a positive boost to the areas of the sixth house by this planet, this particular seventh lord. Now it cannot go negative, this sixth house karika. So this can mean that your better daily routines will be on the cards post marriage, improved health, help in overcoming obstacles, challenges in your life. the major karaka of the sixth house is challenges. So you will be easily able to tackle those challenges, difficulties, and obstacles in your life post marriage. The other thing is that your partner may play a supportive role in dealing with day to day issues or even competitors as well, if this seventh lord is very well placed in the fifth house. So the positive karakas will be felt by the sixth house. Also, you can make huge wealth with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the fifth house. Why am I saying this? Because the seventh lord, whatever it is, it carries qualities of Venus in it, because the Venus is the original lord of the seventh house, and the Venus gets debilitated in the sixth house in the original Karpurushas Kundali. So when Venus gets debilitated in the sixth house and the seventh house is giving bull to your sixth house, but all of this calculation, you don't have to go through it. The basic thing is that because the sixth house is the placement of the debilitation of Venus, and seventh lord in some way acts like Venus. So yes, there will be huge gain of the wealth in your life, because the debilitation of Venus is a good thing to have in today's world. Now, people will have differences of opinions on the statement of mine, but what I believe is this: the Venus exaltation is more towards a Picasso painting. It is more like that. But in real terms, in materialistic terms, if you have to talk about it, if you have to ask me, what are the two planets which are giving you wealth? These are Saturn and debilitated Venus. So it is important. The other thing is that the challenges with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the fifth house will be seen from the 12th house in your horoscope. Now, the 12th house, whatever planets are there, whatever sign is falling there, this will, be the area of your concern, of your challenges in your life post marriage. So this might involve that expenses related issues can be there in your marriage, or those can trigger disputes in your marriage, in your partnership, or sometimes children, sometimes romance, sometimes private room settings also. The 12th house is isolation, as well as your private room with your partner, where no one is allowed except you and them. There is also where the issues are seen with this particular placement. They can also be the theme of conflict, dispute, because you are the person who is demanding solitude and isolation in your life post marriage, which might not be liked by your spouse. This is also the thing, because the 12th house is also the karaka of isolation, solitude. So this is something also which can be seen as a triggering red flag by your spouse. They won't be able to comprehend it, why you are asking for solitude, why you are asking for isolation when you both are married, but the problems will be there coming from the 12th house. So there would be sacrifices in the married life involving these themes, these areas of the 12th house, foreign travels as well, investments as well in some cases. So all of these things will be the areas of your concern after marriage with this particular placement. So this is how you decode the seventh lord placement in the fifth house of your horoscope. Let's move forward and let's understand the placement of the seventh lord in the sixth house. So now, if you have your seventh lord placed in the sixth house of your horoscope, what it will show is that you approach your marriage and your partnerships and your relationships in a manner which is very much related to the sixth house. Like, you would want everything to be in routine. You would want everything to be like a work environment. Like, you would really enjoy decluttering your home with your spouse with this particular placement. You seek harmony in difficult situations. Like, you associate partnerships. Like, if I'm going through difficult challenges in my life, so my spouse is there to support me. This is what is the definition of partnership for me. And this also happens in your life with the seventh lord in the sixth house, because the seventh lord placed in a particular house really indicates the outcome, the result of your marriage. So yes, your partnerships, your relationships will be related and based on the sixth house themes, of the themes which I have told you. Actually, so many of the people, they consider this placement to be bad for the marriage perspective, but this is not so. Why? When you have the seventh lord placed in the sixth house, it is going 12 houses away. So basically, it is activating all the karakas of the 12th house: isolation, solitude, and it can also suggest loss. But loss of what? Loss of the negativity out of the seventh house, because it is giving birth to your fifth house again. So creativity, passion project, children, it will give fruits there. So maybe you are discussing some private matters with your spouse in isolation in your private bedroom, and there is where the fruit is seen in the fifth house of romance, creativity, passion. So this makes your married life, your partnership, more passionate and more loving, no more romantic. This is not a bad placement at all. The energy of the Kam Trikon, because the seventh house comprises of the Kam Trikon, is now placed in the house of Earth Trikon, because the sixth house is the Earth Trikon. So, this suggests that you are desired about the stability in your life. You desire all these things: stability, foundational success. You think that if a partnership has to be built, it should have, unshakable foundation. These things are important for you. If your Mercury is well placed in your chart, this will really manifest in your partnership, again in your relationship with your spouse, that your partnership indeed is an unshakable one. The other thing is that marriage often brings very positive boost to the seventh house karakas in itself. That is why the 12 houses, a journey away of the seventh lord in the sixth house, is not a bad thing, because ultimately it is bringing boost to your seventh house karakas, the positive boost to the seventh house karakas. And the 12th house journey it has made is the loss of the negativity of the seventh house. It will also strengthen your relationship. It will also help you to overcome all the health issues also. Your partner will always be a supportive ally of yours. He would be by your side in dealing the difficulties, challenges. Your partnership will be a very it will be a balanced one. Like, you will mind your own business, your partner will mind his or hers, and then also you both are involved in each other's lives. Like, you are not interfering what is happening at your work, what is happening at my work. You people will have a very mature kind of a partnership, a very mature kind of relationship, which is not seen in today's world commonly. So this is what it suggests, the seventh lord in the sixth house. The most importantly, where the challenges can be seen from, is the first house, is you yourself. Your personality, your health can bring challenges, disputes into the marriage or into the alliance. So sometimes with the challenges coming from the first house of your horoscope, can suggest or can indicate that maybe your partner feel at first as an opponent of yours, that you are not giving them space, you are not interacting with them enough, you are not intermingling with them enough, and there is something lacking in your partnership, in your relationship. This is particularly something you will see, and then this thing can result as a challenge or as a dispute in your marriage. But later on, if your Venus and Mercury are well placed, although these are the planets which gets delegated and exalted in the opposite signs, but still, if they are supporting your chart in some way, they are supporting your D9 chart in some way, this is for sure that all the things, all the challenges which will come from your first house, which will come from your own personality, your own thinking, your own health, will be subdued in future. So this is something which you will have to learn. Do not think unnecessarily. Do not calculate unnecessarily. Do not think that everything has to be on the present on the intellectual level. You should sometimes have faith and just go with the flow. This is important with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the sixth house. A lot of things will depend on the planets itself too. In major terms, these pointers are something which you will see out of your marriage as an outcome of it. So let's move forward. Let's understand the placement of the seventh lord in the seventh house itself. Now, when you have your seventh lord placed in the seventh house itself, this makes a very strong and a focused kind of energy purely towards relationships, towards partnerships, towards marriage. This can also result in one-on-one connections. Like, I've seen people connecting to the person first time in their life, and they had a good one-on-one talk, the seventh house karaka, and they decided to get married. This is what it suggests, the seventh lord in the seventh house itself. This can also make you a Natural diplomat. The kind of a diplomat who desires a peaceful, balanced, and a very romantic kind of a marriage. And of course, solutions to every problems in their lives. You can also be seen as a true partner who values marriage, who values partnerships, who values relationships. These things which I am telling you might not always apply in the Virgo risings and especially in the Gemini risings. If Jupiter is your seventh lord and placed in the seventh house itself, it can give different kind of results there in the seventh house, being the seventh lord. The other thing is that the energy of the Kam Trikon, because the seventh lord possess that, is again invested in the Kam Trikon in itself. So this makes partnership, good partnership, truly nurturing partnership, the main focus of your life. You seek a relationship that is both deeply nourishing, deeply harmonious, and a balanced one. You see the Libra qualities. You desire all the Libra qualities in your partnership, in your relationship, through your spouse as well, and you are ready to invest from your side too. Marriage often brings positive transformation, positive boost to the areas of the eighth house, like your good relationship with your in-laws. If the eighth house is not afflicted, if the eighth house is not damaged, this can also bring good shared resources, like if you and your spouse start a business or an account, even a savings account in both of your names, that could really and be convert into a lucky account sort of a thing with this particular placement. The other thing is that it can lead to growth through shared investments, as I have already said, deep emotional connection with the spouse too, and in overall, throughout the marriage, problems from the in-laws is never seen of this placement of the seventh lord in the seventh house itself. So it is really a good and blessed placement to have. Some things can vary if your Jupiter is the seventh lord and sitting in the seventh house itself, but majorly everything will apply. The challenges in your marriage can be seen from the second house karakas. Like maybe you are also trying to juggle between your personal finances and between the shared finances with your spouse. The second eighth axis is activated. You can also see that uh, you believe that I have to speak in a certain way, in a certain traditional way. You see, to maintain the dignity and the sustenance of my relationship. The sustenance of my relationship is completely dependent on my speech. This can also be seen as a challenge in the married life. You can also have conflicts over familiar values between you and your partner. Maybe your partner is all about respecting elders, respecting family members. Family is a unit, primary unit of everything, and we should always be with them. But you are of the opinion that no, individuality is something which we should focus on. So the differences of opinions about the family values can also be seen and can fuel the disputes and challenges in the married life, in the partnerships. So this is how you'll decode this particular placement of the seventh lord in the seventh house itself. Let's move forward and let's understand the placement of the seventh lord in the eighth house. Now, when you have your seventh lord placed in the eighth house of your horoscope, this will suggest that you want a very deep, transformative, psychological, and intimate kind of a partnership with your spouse. You want to invest in the eighth house karakas, that is, deep bond with your spouse. You would also expect the same out of your spouse, that he should also or she should also be putting this kind of effort in your partnership, in your relationship. The energy of the Kam Trikon is going into a Moksha Trikon. So what does it suggest is that your desires are directly connected. They are fueling your major source of personal transformation as well. So your relationships and your partnerships will tell you, and they will teach you about deeper truths, about trust, about deeper emotional stability, what it is about, the life's truths with this marriage, with this alliance. The sustenance of marriage is actually based on the fact that you are hiding something from your spouse, and your spouse is also hiding something from you. The sustenance of the marriage is upon these things. Now, it does not mean that you are involved in an extramarital affair and your spouse is involved in an extramarital affair. This does not mean this only, although it can happen, but Then it has to be certain planets, which I won't share with you then, because that will negatively trigger your emotions. But there would be some kind of a hidden factor, some kind of a mystery factor within this relationship, within this marriage. And now it is a kind of an oxymoron. It is like contradicting the values of marriage and values of partnerships. That how can we keep the mysteries, the something like a hidden element in the relationship, in a marriage, which is really an intimate relationship. But this is the beauty of the universe. Because of the fact that you are hiding something from your spouse and your spouse is hiding something from you, your relationship, your marriage is surviving. This is something of the first thing. Now these hidden mysteries, they will be directly reflected in your ninth house, in your fortune, in your relationship with your father, with your mentors, with your gurus, with your long distance travels. All of these things will be deeply impacted by these two things. So maybe you are hiding something from your spouse so that you can sustain this relationship, this alliance, and you can also build fortune along with the sustenance. This is something which, a kind of idea which we can derive from this particular placement. Although there can be also different things, so many different combinations will indicate a different thing, completely different thing. But on the major basic term, this can be seen. This kind of a placement often brings boost to the ninth house karikas. So basically your fortune, your religious ideology, your relationship with your father, your mentors, your gurus, your bosses will get a positive boost after marriage. Your luck will be increased after marriage. You will be more fortunate. You will be more religious after marriage. So I have seen people with this particular placement from going completely near to atheist kind of an ideology to completely a religious person or a spiritual person, if you want to say so. So all both of these things will manifest with this particular placement. Fortune will also grow. Also with this particular placement, D9 has to be analyzed very importantly, because this placement is directly impacting your ninth house, and the ninth house's major karaka is the D9 chart, so it is important. The challenges in your marriage or disputes in your marriage will be seen from the third house. So basically siblings, younger siblings, either yours or your spouse's, majorly yours, younger sibling, technology, short trips, travels, and efforts. These are the things which will be, which will be sourcing your disputes and challenges into the alliance. Now this can be the fact that you will fight with your partner or with your spouse because of the fact that you will demand that I am the person who is putting in all the efforts in this alliance, financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, everything, and you are the person who is not doing so. So the third house is where the challenges, the disputes will be coming in. So what you are, or your younger siblings can also be the source of problem. Short trips can also be the source of problem, that you are into some kind of a profession, either male or female, that you have to do constant short trips to a place. That is why you are not able to give time to your spouse, and it is making your relationship strained. All of these things can happen with this particular placement, but in overall, these are the general pointers which I have told you. The specific ones will be decoded by a particular placements of the planets, of the degrees, of the signs, of the nakshatras. All of these things are important to be analyzed. Now let's move forward and let's understand the placement of the seventh lord in the ninth house. Now when you have your seventh lord placed in the ninth house of your horoscope, what you can see is that you are with this marriage making efforts into more higher philosophies, higher religious philosophies, spiritual philosophies, or with your spouse, with your mentors, in your dharma basically, to make your fortune, and you will definitely get gains out of it. This is particularly the thing which you will see with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the ninth house. That the 11th house, your social circles, your rewards, your incoming gains are directly impacted with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the ninth house. The other thing is that the Kam Trikona energy of the seventh house is going into a Dharma Trikona. So basically what it is seen is that your partnerships, your relationships are divinely connected to you. You will feel that you are lucky enough to get this partner. You will feel that you are more concerned about, you'll feel that you are more connected, to the divine, to the spiritual world when you are with your partner. You will feel that your partner is helping you to complete your life's purpose. And you can also meet your spouse in higher educational settings. You can also meet him in universities, colleges, or you can also meet them in religious institutions, spiritual institutions, or something of that sort. All of these things will be seen. Like, you will, be fortunate enough. You will become lucky if you have not been till now in your life after getting married. The other thing with this particular placement is that you will feel this placement of the seventh or in the ninth house will give positive boost to your 10th house, your career, your public reputation also. So maybe you marry into a family which is influential, which are in the good books of everyone in the society. They are good, they are respected, and basically your marriage will never distort your public dignity. It will increase it. Your partner will also help you to increase your career, you know to make something better out of it, to get gains out of it. All of these things will be seen. The only challenges which you will see with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the ninth house are from the fourth house. The fourth house themes your mother, your homeland, your country, your own nurturing family environment, your own home can be the source of problem. Maybe after you get married, your mother's health might suffer, and there is where you find it difficult to manage your both your married life and your mother's health, your home and your career. There will be basically you'll have to balance out both the karakas, the fourth house and the 10th house. You can also have a fourth house related ailments too, which are bringing challenges in your married life, maybe stomach ailments, maybe liver related ailments, or something that sort of a thing. You can also see that home is the problem of the dispute in your married life, in your partnership. So maybe you have, if you have rented a home or a house, you might face challenges there, that landlord is nudging you to do something, or you are not finding a comfortable home. All of these things will be seen. With your 10th house, your career, your public dignity will grow immensely. Challenges can be seen from the fourth house. It is a good placement. It will get you rewards. This partnership will help you. This partnership will help you to connect with your life's purpose. This partnership will help you to grow your fortune, and you'll find yourself lucky enough after the event of marriage takes place in your life with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the ninth house. Now, when you have the placement of the seventh lord in the 10th house of your horoscope, this will suggest that you want relationships and a partner who has the qualities of a diplomat and attractive, graceful person in his professional life. You would seek a partner who is ambitious, who is connected to the concept of career building in a very intertwined way with the 10th house. You would also want a spouse who would support you to build your career, to build your public dignity, to build your reputation. And you would want your relationship in overall to be upgrading, increasing your public dignity, your career, your reputation, all of these things. Now the energy of the Kam Trikona is going into a Earth Trikona house. So what you'll see is that you desire organization, you desire stability, you also desire fame, recognition from others around you. Your marriage will and it can set standards in your particular family, that one should marry like him or her, that they were career oriented, their spouse is also humble, career oriented. All of these things will be reflected in your partnership. It will be really a good match. And all of these things, what you thrive for, what you want, what you desire, and what you want to you want to build your career like a homely place, comfortable career. When you'll be able to do so, all of these things will be directly impacting your own personality, your own health. So this suggests that if you enter a good marriage alliance, this will definitely indicate that your health will also increase in a positive way. And if you enter into a bad marriage alliance, it will destruct your peace, your home, your comfort, your public dignity, your career, and it will badly affect your health. So it is very important with this particular placement that you marry a good person who is like you, career oriented, and who is attached to familial values, who is more towards making home a good, comfortable, peaceful place for everyone. You know, this is the ideology which you should be chasing with this particular placement. Marriage here with this particular placement often brings a positive boost to the karakas of the 11th house. That is your social circle, your this gains, your incoming gains, your hopes, desires, and wishes, and your particular, your shared goals with your spouse. All of these things will see a good, positive, sharp increase in your life. So, what you can expect out of it is that you really build a big social circle. You also win a reward, or your incoming gains are drastically increased post marriage. All of these things can happen, and they surely happen. The problem in the married life comes from the fifth house karakas. So, the concept of children, romance, creativity, and ancestral curse or blessing, if there is any promised in your chart, all of these things will be shown in your married life. So, if let's say your Saturn is the seventh lord placed in the 10th house of your horoscope, let's say you are a Leo rising and your Saturn is the seventh lord placed in the 10th house of your horoscope in the sign of Taurus, it will negatively impact your fifth house, which is ruled by Jupiter. Now here the Jupiter's position becomes very important. If the Jupiter is not well placed and your Saturn is badly affecting this house, and let's say if you have Mars in the 11th house, it is having a direct aspect on the fifth house of your horoscope, this can trigger negative events in your life from the fifth house. But if ancestral blessing is promised in your chart through the fifth house, all of those things will be there. There will be disputes, but on a lower scale. There will be challenges, but again they'll be decreased, hugely decreased in number. So all of these things will be dependent on your particular D1 chart, on your particular D9 chart, seventh lord's placement in the D9, and so many other things, the nakshatras, the degrees of the planets. But the most important crux of this placement is that rewards will be there, gains will be there, public dignity will be there. And if you marry with a good person, with the most compatible person, I must say, according to your chart, then you will definitely see increase in all the areas of the 10th, 11th, and first house. If not, then there will be a negative impact on all of these houses. So that is how you decode the placement of the seventh lord in the 10th house of your horoscope. Let's move forward and let's understand the placement of the seventh lord in the 11th house. Now, when you have this particular placement of the seventh lord in the 11th house of your horoscope, what is the first thing that you'll see with this particular placement is that creativity, romance, love life, and passion is seen in your efforts, in your daily efforts. Like post marriage, something will change and you will do work more passionately. You will be interested in most of the works which you were not interested before your marriage. Your hobbies, your daily efforts, your daily routines, your love towards technology, your love towards TV, media, art of the digital sort, and all of these, intellectual things, comedy, art, all of these things will be enhanced, will be increased post marriage. Also, the Kam Trikon energy is going into a Kam Trikon in itself, so it is really showing that your desire about the hopes and wishes will increase. Your hopes and your desires, your wishes will increase post marriage, and they actually get manifested because they are directly connected to your third house. The Kam Trikon is active in your D1 chart up to a large extent with this particular placement, because you are able to put those hopes, relationships, and those goals in your life into effort. You are implementing the efforts to complete it. That is why you are able to see all of these hopes, desires, and wishes in your life being manifested. The other thing is, with this particular placement, which you will see, is that you will attract social circle which is more graceful. And you will also attract more females in your social circle, whatever gender you belong to, male, female. But you will see that you will attract more females in your social circle post marriage. You can also meet your spouse through social networking sites, through social groups like social media groups, or social circle in a traditional way, like your friends introduce you a new group of friends, and they introduce you to a new group of friends, and there is where you meet your spouse. All of these things can also happen. Your shared goals with your spouse will also be a scene that you are both passionate about those goals. You both want to work in that direction, and you find it very joyful, even if it is not manifesting in your life. Even if you are not able to achieve it, the goal you both are desiring, still you enjoy the journey with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the 11th house. The other thing is that the placement of the 7th house lord in the 11th house will give positive boost to the areas of the 12th house in your D1 chart. Now this does not mean losses, expenditure. This means that you will be more connected to your spouse in a more isolated solitude place where you both are alone. This means your private room can also be, your bedroom can also be aesthetically aligned extremely. This is something which we have seen with the particular placement of the 7th lord in 11th house. You can also go on to very famous romantic foreign trips like Paris. You people are trying to celebrate your first anniversary in Venice. All of these things will be seen in this partnership, in this relationship. The 12th house karikas are given boost. You can also get invested, and you will see that you are good in investments. You both are. The presence of both the partners are important. Now the sign and the planets placed in the 12th house will also play a major role in this whole story. They will define the way the positivity will be manifested in your life. The other thing with this particular placement is, which you will see, is that you will see challenges, problems in your life coming in from the 6th house karikas. Now this means your daily routine. This means your basically deaths, diseases, your enemies. Especially, I must alert you all with this particular placement that you should never get a loan or a debt to visit a foreign place. This is important. The other thing is the diseases related, especially related to the 6th house, autoimmune nervous system diseases can also be the problem, the cause of the problem in your married life. So you should be staying healthy. Maintaining a daily routine can also be a problem in your married life, in your partnerships, that your partner and you are fighting over all of these things, that we are not able to maintain a daily routine, and this is what the problem is with us actually. And the both of the you are blaming each other, that because of you we are not able to maintain this, or because of you we are not able to maintain this. The problems will be directly seen from the 6th house karakas in itself. Also calculation, analysis of investments, sometimes of your shared resources, of your gains, can also be, you both are doing something. There can be something lacking if your 6th house is not well placed. Although all of these things has to be analyzed particularly, but the 6th house is where the challenges, the problems can come in from. So this is how you decode the placement of the 7th lord in the 11th house. Let's move forward. Let's understand the placement of the 7th lord in the 12th house. When you have your 7th lord placed in the 12th house of your horoscope, this could mean that you would want a partnership which is more towards a karmic relationship. You feel that there is some karma attached to this particular person, even if there is not. The other thing is that you will feel that this relationship is a more spiritual kind of a thing, a platonic kind of a relationship. And the other thing is that you would want that relationship, that marriage of yours, to be more of a escape sort of a thing in your life, that you want to escape the hassle of the everyday life. This is where you find solace with your partner in solitude, in isolation. This is the sort of partnership which you want, and which you will get actually, because this is the outcome of your marriage. This 7th lord plays in the 12th house. The thing is that you would want this to happen in a daily routine, in a cycle, a repetitive cycle of things. You want yourself to complete your daily tasks and just sit with a cup of tea or with a cup of coffee with your spouse and chat about everything what happened in the whole day. This is something which you see with this particular placement. The daily efforts you are putting in your relationship, in your marriage, that can also be the extremely basic thing of like eating with your spouse daily, is actually increasing the fifth house themes in your life: romance, creativity, love, passion, all of these things. You feel, even if I take that single meal of the day with my spouse on the dinner table, that is what fuels my passion to work the next morning. With this particular placement, you will feel this, and your marriage will feel like this kind of a setup. The other thing is that the Kam Trikona energy is going into the Moksha Trikona house. The 12th house is a Moksha Trikona house. So you will feel that, your uh, spouse and your partnership is divinely connecting you to God, to the divine. It is teaching you about sacrifice, about devotion, about love, and it is a, as I've said, it is a very platonic kind of a relationship which you will have in the marriage. The other thing is you will learn how to love someone beyond ego. That is the most important thing, because Venus is the original ruler of the seventh house, and it gets exalted in the 12th house of the horoscope, in which your seventh lord is placed. So, this suggests that whatever planet it is, it will carry the Venus like attributes in it. So, this will suggest that, letting go of the things and loving something beyond ego is something which you will learn out of this relationship, out of this partnership. The other thing is that marriage will give boost to your first house, Karakas, all the first house. So you will feel more passionate, more romantic, more art lover sort of a personality post marriage, more to, chasing beauty, art, creativity in everything, loving beyond the limits will be the personality you will evolve into post marriage with this particular placement of the seventh lord in the 12th house. Now, the nature of the planet will also affect you, if especially if it is Saturn. So, you would want to chase creativity, but within an organized state of a boundary. You see, within limits, within a workaholic stature. You will find creativity and passion in workaholicness. This is something which you will see with this particular placement. The other thing which you see with this particular placement is that the problems and challenges will be coming from the seventh house Karakas. Now, here is the paradox: the seventh lord's placement is actually feeding you your own health, your own personality, but its own ruled sign is the problem, is the source of the disputes in your married life. So, what does it suggest is that the planet sitting in the seventh house, or the sign falling in the seventh house, the whatever sign is being ruled by the seventh lord and is falling there in the seventh house, is the seed of the problem. It is only putting the seed. You see, because the seventh lord in a such kind of a position that it is completely supporting you personally, you, only you in the partnership, and your spouse can be feel, he or she can be left feeling alienated from you. They'll feel that you have disappeared somewhere into your magical imaginational world, and they are there left alone. You see, this is the problem. The seventh lord is actually helping you only in the whole saga. It is implanting the seed of dispute and challenges in the seventh house at your back. But the manifestation of the challenges and the problems will be done by the planet placed in the seventh house. Now, it can also be a node, Rahu or Ketu, if you have. They can again create a certain kind of a mystery in your life with this particular placement if you have Rahu or Ketu in the seventh house. But the basic thing is, if you don't have any planet, then see what are the implications, what are the aspects, the Rashi and the planet aspects on the seventh lord itself. Then those will be the planet manifesting disputes and challenges in your life. So this particular placement is actually a very tricky one to solve, in my opinion, because it somehow suggest the problem lies in the success itself. You see, this is what the mystery element is of this particular placement. And the seventh house of the D9 is to be it becomes extremely important with this particular placement to be analyzed. From there you will get the major idea what is happening in your D1 chart. What is the problem in my married life? What can be the problem in my married life? Because every marriage has some gains and some problems. Every marriage has some pros and some cons. So the mystery element of this planet, the seventh lord, and this particular placement will only be solved by the planet sitting in the seventh house, or if the seventh lord is having any aspect on it, and the seventh house of the D9 chart in your horoscope. This is the kind of topic on which I will, I think, bring a session in detail about the particular planets, what they can do, because the Rashi in itself, the sign falling in the seventh house, will also have its own meaning, especially if it has a co ruler. That is, if you are a Leo rising or if you are a Taurus rising. So, Ketu and Rahu will really impact this particular placement of the seventh lord in the 12th house. So this is how you decode the seventh lord placement in the 12th house of your horoscope. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family. And also tell me in the comment section below, suggest me some topics on which I should make videos. And also, if you want to see such quality content on astrology, do not forget to subscribe Galactic Echoes Astrology. Thank you.